What's up? Welcome to Burn the Shit. We have Cindy Williams from Core Vocational
Training.
Yes. Core Vocational Training. Yes. So we'll shorten that. CVT.
Yeah, there you go.
CVT.
Yeah, or Core.
Core. Okay, let's do Core.
Okay.
Core's better,
that works
right?
Really well.
Core's
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
What's the email address?
It is Core Vocational Training-ga.org.
That's not bad.
No,
that's not terrible.
No.
Yeah. So when we did, you mean you know that we're a credit card processing company.
Yes.
So when me and Chris started this company 11 years ago, mpgroup.com was taken. So we picked Go because ESPN did that. He's like Go ESPN because somebody had taken ESPN. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Like a long time ago. So forever it was goespn.com.
Oh wow.
So we're like, hey, we'll just do go mpgroup.com. Right?
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it looks like Gump Group. So we didn't see it because we weren't looking at it. We were just thinking, in our head it was Go MP Group.
Yeah.
And then the first person or second person that saw it was like Gump Group, and I'm like, oh, we totally missed that. It absolutely was like Gump Group.
Yeah, yeah. I did that with my license plate on my car.
What'd you do?
Yeah. Well, my husband is a deputy sheriff, so.
Deputy Sheriff in Paulding County?
No, in Pickens County.
Oh, nice.
Actually,
okay.
Which is where our office is. But I put on the license plate, got his 6 with the number 6, meaning I've got his back, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody that looks at it says, got this 6. They don't, or go this 6. They don't get it at all.
Yeah.
So I have to tell them what it actually says.
Every time?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah, we don't think those things through.
Yeah, but you look at it because you know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then everybody else is like Gump Group, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Tis is my life, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, we're gonna go with it. 11 years later, still
works.
working. Still
Good.
working.
Good.
So tell me about Core.
Okay.
Tell me how you got into it, and tell me just the functionality. What do you guys do? How do you help the community?
Okay, so Core Vocational Training actually started in Indiana, in Northeast Indiana. My cousin Lori Hygus actually started it in 2009, and she was a teacher for 30 years, and she realized the need for kids that were getting out of high school, out of the special education programs, were sitting at home and not working. So she developed the Core program, which basically now what we do is we get referrals from the state of Georgia, Georgia Vocational Rehab Agency, and these are the people that they are their clients who are willing and able to work. And they send us their clients, and we work with those clients to get them great vocational training experiences.
Sure.
And also employment.
Okay.
So we work very hard to get to know our people, and we call them our participants, and we get to know what they love, what their abilities are.
Sure.
What they've always dreamed of doing. We work really hard to try to make their dreams come true. And it's amazing what we can accomplish when we really get to know them and get to know what they really want to do.
Are you the only one in Georgia?
Yes.
So is there one per state? And how many? I'm assuming you're flooded with applicants.
So there's a lot of providers that are contracted with the state of Georgia, but very few in North Georgia.
Okay.
So there's parts of North Georgia, like Northwest Georgia, that have nobody. So they are begging us to come up there. Our biggest problem is always finding the right employees. And we hire teachers that are retired or have taken time off to raise their families. Now they want to start getting into it again, but they don't want to go back into the classroom. So they can work part-time. Their hours are very flexible. They tell us every week, here are the hours I'm going to work. Yeah. So we try to really accommodate their schedules, but we love educators because they know how to shift their training style based on the needs of our participants. So we have participants that have master's degrees, 4-year college degrees. They just have physical disabilities. We have a lot of participants that have intellectual disabilities to some level that can accomplish great things. But teachers generally know how to adapt their teaching style. So that's what we focus on. We will also hire people with a lot of experience working with people with disabilities.
Right.
So yeah, that's our model. So we would be all over the place if we could just get enough people hired.
Of course, that's why I would just assume that you'd be flooded with applications and participants. That's what you call them, participants.
Yes.
Yes. So
we are.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. So what is mostly the vocational companies that you go to that are doing training and then hiring afterwards?
So we established
types of businesses.
Yes, just like with your company, we establish what we call business partnerships in every community that we go into. So we're just now getting into Paulding County. And those business partnerships are businesses that are willing to let us bring our participants into what we call job sample. So our participants come in at no cost to the employer, and they get to try lots of different things at that business. Every business has a ton of different tasks that they can never get to because they're so busy.
Of course.
Our people can come in and help with those tasks. Every time a participant goes into a business, an employment specialist is with them the whole time. So that employment specialist is helping to guide, to train, to help the business understand how to work with the participant, and so on and so forth.
Sure.
If it turns into employment down the road, that's wonderful.
Great, yeah.
No obligation ever. But if it does, that's great. But it gives us a chance to see what our participants really love to do and how well they do and what might trigger a response from them that's not necessarily a positive response, those types of things.
Sure.
So, but that's what we do. We go into businesses. So we're always looking for business partners that'll let us come in and actually let our people do hands-on vocational training.
But specifically businesses, like, is it retail? Is it...
Depends on the participant.
Okay. You're going to match participant to the vertical business that you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And if the business happens to have federal contracts, there is a requirement that 7% of their workforce are people with disabilities.
Okay.
So a lot of businesses have no idea where to go to find people to help them fulfill that 7%. We can be that resource for them by bringing them really good people who are really anxious to work.
So I didn't realize that. So any government contracted, federally government contracted or state government, right? Both? I
think it's just federal.
Federal. If you have a federal contract in any way, 7% of your employment has to be by that contract special needs or disability.
People with disabilities.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So obviously we try to match, for example, the participant that we bring in here has great computer skills.
Right.
So, and light office work, that type of thing. We have, just some of our participants, the most meaningful thing for them will be just to get out and maybe they bag groceries because that's all they can do, but it means something to them.
Of course it does.
But we're a resource to companies that are looking to hire people with disabilities.
Sure.
We want to go into integrated competitive employment. We do not want to go somewhere where everybody else is disabled. We want to go in where they can have a chance to grow and learn and achieve just like everybody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, human beings in general need to do stuff.
They do.
They need to be busy. They need to fulfill.
Yep.
Be a part of something, and so that's no different from any human being. So they want to do stuff. They want to. That's what we do, right? Human beings, we do stuff.
Well, it's amazing.
We make better stuff.
We have. I'll tell you a couple of quick stories, if that's okay.
Please.
Okay. So one of my participants is in his 40s and college educated, had a very successful business career. He got a new job with a big corporation here in Atlanta, kind of his dream job. And so he decided to take time off between his old job and his new job to play some golf with his buddies. So at 41 years old, he's on the golf course and has a massive stroke.
Oh.
So he intellectually is fine, but physically now has some challenges.
Of course.
So I started working with him, and he was so depressed. I can't even begin to tell you. His whole life had changed. He had to learn a whole new way of living. Couldn't find a job, and it's amazing because here's this very capable young man that goes into tries to apply for jobs or go into a business. And now because he has some physical disabilities looked at like, what do we do with him? Right. So he needed somebody to open some doors. The Atlanta Braves organization has a woman by the name of Katie Hearn. You can look her up. She's amazing. While she's worked for the Atlanta Braves, she went completely blind. So now, and she's over their premier services with the Atlanta Braves organization. I got in touch with Katie. And Katie invited my participant, and I can share his name. His name's Anthony. He told me I could tell his story. And so I was able to get Anthony in to the Atlanta Braves to a job expo that normally is closed to anybody except Atlanta Braves employees.
Of course.
Now he works for the Atlanta Braves.
That's incredible.
Honestly, what is so awesome is it has changed everything about his life.
Of course.
He's happy. He loves it. And he'll say, wow, I never thought I could ever work for the Atlanta Braves organization.
Braves, right?
Yeah. So it's exciting. So, and then there's another young man that has intellectual disabilities. He's up in a different county in North Georgia. He is autistic, and he deals with what we call selective mutism. So he won't talk. And so we worked and worked and worked. He can drive heavy equipment. He loves farming. He loves being outside. He loves hard work, and he's very good at it. And he's a very strong young man. So we were able to get him into a place up in Fannin County, and now he's starting to talk. So when people come in, he's greeting them, and he's.
So he was talking. He was
life.
talking. He just wasn't communicating with.
He wouldn't communicate
with everybody,
with anybody.
But zero. Even his mom, his dad, his relatives.
He would sometimes, but not very much.
How did he communicate when he wasn't talking?
It was very difficult.
So writing or.
No, because he can't.
Okay.
So there's no reading, writing. So it was very difficult. My employment specialist worked so hard with him.
Sure.
And found the perfect place for him where he can do everything he loves to do, and it's changed him so much. Now he's greeting customers, which is unreal, because selective mutism, especially if it's with people you don't know, that they will choose. Those folks will choose not to talk.
So what do you just because he was so comfortable with what he's doing, that's why he felt like he could just talk then?
Yeah, he's in a place that he feels comfortable, and he's doing what he loves. He's contributing. It's meaningful. It's giving him a reason.
Right.
And that's what we want to do. Imagine that you woke up every morning with no reason.
No, that's what we just talked about.
Right.
Yeah, human beings.
That's terrible.
Human beings need to do something.
Yes. So we need to be contributing and building our communities, and they gain independence, which is great.
So how can somebody's watching this at some point, and really you need businesses, right? That's what you need. That's what we can our community can help is get more businesses so that people can come in and a day in the life of this position, right?
Yes.
Like Samantha is doing right now.
Right.
And clicking the buttons and all
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
And learning how to do the production stuff. Yep. All right, so insurance companies, law firms,
yes.
and especially those people that have the federal
Yes.
the federal contracts.
And there's tons of tax benefits. So any employer who hires people with disabilities, there are great tax benefits to that. Mm-hmm. So it's a win-win basically, because you're getting people that they're anxious to work. They appreciate the opportunity. Mm-hmm. They're loyal. They're committed, and it's a great opportunity for everybody, really. Cool. But yeah, we're looking for any kind of business. The more our participants can do, the harder it is to find businesses.
Right.
Because when I start looking for offices that will allow office work, that type of thing, there's just always this blank stare, like, well, how does that work? Well, we're there with them, and I tell people, think of the things around your office.
You're not there with them every day working, though.
When they're job sampling, yes.
When they're job sampling, okay.
And then, if they get employed, we'll be there with them as long as we need to be there with them. We'll do job coaching. We do ongoing support. So even when we've kind of faded out of the picture, we still go back once or twice a month and check with managers, check with the employee. We want them to be successful for the long run. We also help them if there's an opportunity for more hours or better pay. We help them negotiate all those things.
So businesses, we need businesses to go to, and like retired teachers or people that have been worked with kids for a while in some other form or fashion. So employees, you need to interview people.
Yes, we would love to have people in all North Georgia counties get in touch with us. On our website, they can go on there and click on the careers link and send me a.
Tell us your website again.
Yeah, it's Core Vocational Training -GA.org.
And what's your email address?
Mine is Cindy@coreopportunities.org, and that's opportunities is plural.
That's right. IES.
That's tricky.
That's right.
The first time you type that
IES. And
yes.
A phone number that we can reach at.
770-356-1229.
Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank you.
Burn the Ship. We have the soup sandwich, the logo right here, but this is actually Burn the Ship.
Yeah.
We'll move it. Look, Burn the Ship.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, there it is.
Thanks, guys. Everybody be kind to each other out there.
Appreciate it.